afternoon, ma'am. My name is Bhagya.
Okay, Bhagya, can I get your resume?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Bhagya, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Peddapuram.
Okay, introduce yourself.
Okay, ma'am. Firstly, I want to thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Bhagya. I'm from Peddapuram. I'm currently staying at Amirpet, Hyderabad. Coming to my educational background, I pursued my B.Tech in Aditya College of Engineering and Technology in the stream of CSE, and I completed intermediate in Keystone Junior College, and I completed SSC at Sunil's English Medium School. I'm good at technical skills like Java and Python. My hobbies are watching movies and reading books. Long-term goal is to place it in a reputed company. That's all about myself. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, what is your short-term goal?
Which I have set to achieve them is my short-term goal.
Okay. So your technical skills are Java and Python.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is mean by encapsulation?
Encapsulation is the mechanism of combining both data and code into one unit is known as encapsulation.
Okay, what is inheritance?
Inheritance is the acquiring properties means variables and methods from one class to another class is known as inheritance.
Okay, what are inheritance types?
There are 5 types of inheritance. They are single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance.
Okay, what is multiple inheritance?
In multiple inheritance, single child can acquire properties from multiple parents is known as multiple inheritance.
Okay, what is class, object and method?
Class is the collection of data and methods is known as class. Method is the set of instructions defined inside the class to perform operations on data. Object is the instance of the class.
Okay, what are variables?
Variables is nothing but the relation of the data.
What is polymorphism and what are its types?
Poly means many, formism means forms. Polymorphism is the mechanism where the objects acts differently in different situations. There are 2 types of polymorphism. One is static polymorphism and another one is dynamic polymorphism.
What is call by value?
Call by value is that if the method is called with the input parameters is known as call by value.
Okay, why Java does not support multiple inheritance?
Due to ambiguity situation, multiple inheritance is not supported in Java.
Okay, what is method overloading and method overriding?
Method overloading, if in a class there are multiple methods which are having same name but differ in their parameters, is known as method overloading. They may differ by number of parameters, types of parameters or sequence of the parameters. Whereas method overriding, it is the class which are having multiple methods, the parameters must be same. It will inheritance the method overriding, we use inheritance.
Okay. What is the difference between method overloading and constructor overloading?
In method overloading, the class name, method name must be same or may not be same with class name. But in class overloading, the class name and the constructor name must be same. In method overloading, we must use return type. Whereas in constructor overloading, we don't use any return type. Overloading, the parameters must be differ. Whereas in constructor also the parameters are differed.
Okay, what are constructors?
Constructors are used to initialize the objects.
What are the types of constructors?
There are 2 types of constructors. They are parameterized constructor and default constructor.
What are the rules to define a constructor?
Constructor, the following are the rules we must follow, which are in constructor the class name and the constructor name should be same. We don't mention the return type in constructor. And when the constructor object is initialized, constructor by default is executed. We don't need to explicitly invoke the constructor.
Okay, what is constructor overloading?
Constructor overloading is the mechanism where constructors are having differ by different parameters is known as constructor overloading.
What is the difference between method and constructor?
In method, we have to with explicitly, whereas in constructor, we don't need to invoke the constructor explicitly. By creating the object, it invokes itself.
Okay. What is main in Java?
Main is the function which is important in Java. Without main function, JVM cannot perform operations on Java programming code.
What is JVM?
JVM is an interpreter which is used to execute the programs.
Okay. What is super keyword?
Super keyword is the mechanism which is used to inherit the properties from the immediate parent class.
What is the difference between local variable and instance variable?
Local variable is defined inside the method and inside the class. It is only accessed within the method only. If you don't give any any values to the local variables, it will compiler will throw the compile time error. Whereas in instance variable, it will defined inside the class but outside the method. It is used it entire class in we can use it. If we can't initialize the instance variables, it will give the default values.
Okay. Can you explain these keyword using writing a program?
Yes, ma'am. This keyword is known as the instance variables of the current class.
Okay.
This keyword is used to access the instance variables of the current class. Here we created a class with the name of this keyword and initialized the values for x and y within the class but outside the method. So these are known as instance variables. Now I have created a method called add where I have passed two parameters in x and y, and I have printed the values which are added x plus y which are local variables, and these are instance variables. Here it can access these values, not local variables. By using this keyword we can access instance variables of the class. Method, I'm passing the values as 30 and 40 for the method parameters. This program, the output first it will print the 70 for the first print statement and 30 for the second print statement.